What's something you didn't realize for years members of the opposite sex do? In my freshman year of college, one of my guy friends was horrified to hear that girls' periods last a week. He thought we have symptoms for a week and then let all the period blood out at once, like going to the bathroom. He thought that pads and tampons were for if you knew you wouldn't have enough time to go to the toilet to let it out. For a while as a kid, all I heard was, girls don't have a wee-wee. So I thought all they had were balls. It took me a while, but I figured it out eventually. I found out around 16-ish that when penises become erect, it happens in twitches. I thought they just went up in one motion, like one of those pipe whistles. That guys unstick their balls. I used to think that in order to pee, guys had to squeeze their penises. Always found it weird when my dad sometimes rushed to the toilet. They can move their penises without touching it, by flexing muscles. Girls' nipples can come inverted. This isn't really addressing the prompt, since it's something members of the same sex do. But I recently realized guys who are having friendly conversations rarely do, so facing each other directly. They are either side by side, or standing in an L shape. It blew my mind when I read that, and realized that I had been doing this my whole life without consciously realizing it. This is amazingly dumb of me, but up until I was in high school, I thought girls only used tampons and pads to prevent potential leaks. I just assumed chicks had a sphincter muscle in their vagina, and they sort of held in all their period stuff until they went to the bathroom, just like pooping. Until I was about a sophomore in high school, I didn't know whether girls bled out of their vaginas or their nipples. Sex ed classes always said privates, so I wasn't sure which set. A reason that made me more confused was I saw my friend lean over and I saw some toilet paper or gauze-looking stuff in her bra, so I thought she was on her period. Guess she was just stuffing her bra? I'd like to know if girls do this. As a man, if I walk into a bathroom where one other man is shitting, he will almost 100% of the time sniff to make a noise that I'll hear. Every fucking time. I worked with a 25-year-old gentleman, let's call him Paul, because that's his real name, who believed every woman in the world had their period at the same time. When he told me this, I burst out laughing because I imagined that he saw women's periods as a werewolf change, brought on by a full moon or something. God, I miss Paul. Girls pee in the shower too. Not wash their hair every day. Some women only wash their hair a couple times a week. Store hide items in their bras. I didn't think boobs could get any better. What a fool I was. Men are constantly confused about why women bring so much shit when they travel. Watching my wife pack for a trip once it dawned on me. Men pick stuff and pack it. Women pack stuff to pick from. I didn't know that dudes can sit on their balls. My husband told me about it, and I was thankful to have genitalia that stays in one place on my body at all times. Every girl I know seems to be in denial that guys jack off all the time, especially if it's a guy they like. That men and women take their shirts off differently. Try asking a member of the opposite gender how they take their shirt off and notice the difference from your own methods. It makes you wonder why. I didn't know guys came. I thought people just quit having sex when they were tired. No one ever talked to me about the ending. Women check out the bulge in a man's pants. I always thought guys wearing tight pants just had a strange fashion sense, but apparently they're giving women a show. I learned on that sometimes when they fart, a little bit of the gas can get trapped in the vagina, creating a little fart bubble in there. If they swiggle around, then it gets released. The flush before you're done peeing toilet game you gentlemen do. I didn't think that women farted until I followed my extra wide bottomed on up the stairs out of the church basement. I was 7 years old. Right behind her, ass high, took me by complete surprise. The horrible odor permeated my nose and mouth. I could taste it, made me dizzy. That's when I stopped believing in God. This is so embarrassing, but I'm female, and I didn't know myself that I was supposed to wipe after peeing until I was in middle school. Let's just say, before that, I always smelled like pee. Nobody ever told me I was supposed to do that, and I wasn't bright enough to figure it out on my own. It only occurred to me when a friend of mine was going to the bathroom to pee at my house and asked me for some toilet paper. Then I connected the dots and thought that that might solve my issue with always having dirty underwear. I wasn't a smart kid, I know. No, my parents didn't teach me that. At least I don't remember them teaching me that while potty training. And they are not religious, but they are really uptight. All I know about sex and my own body now, I had to learn on my own. Hell, once I asked my mom to buy me tampons because I was done with how messy pads are, and she told me no cause, those are for old ladies. And I also asked her plenty of times, while still underage, to take me to a gynecologist, and she never did. Once she made a weird comment about trying to find a gyno who wouldn't break my hymen while checking me down there. So yeah, you can guess what type of education I had. As a male movie theater employee, I was shocked to find out the women's restroom always gets filthier than the men's. I didn't realize males don't pee themselves if they have to go and laugh too hard. It's like a superpower. It took me a long time to realize that women try as hard as men do to look good and be cool in front of people they are interested in. Women pheromones attract bobby pins, causing them to multiply and hang around all over the house or apartment. Girls don't pee out of the same hole you fuck, apparently. For a long time, I didn't think girls could masturbate. How could they when they didn't have anything to jerk? Got a female roommate recently, and we share a bathroom. I had no idea that girls collect their hair strands on the shower wall to save them clogging the drain. Apparently, all girls do this according to the other two that I asked. This is the exact opposite of the question, but it's hilarious, so I figured I'd post it anyway. In college, I had a friend who said that one time he had sex with a girl, and she drooled all over the place. I'm a girl, and I was completely baffled. He went on to elaborate that when some girls come, they expel little jewels out of their vag just like squirting. I told him he should probably get checked because that shit ain't right. So to sort of answer the question, my friend thought that jewels came out of girls' vaginas until he was 19. I didn't realize girls are just as immature about farts as guys are. I learned that guys never ever talk in the bathroom. I'm a bit jealous. I have several colleagues who will continue a conversation as I'm peeing. It's really awkward. I like to pee in silence. Until around 16, I thought all girls have super clean room. Then turns out most of them are messy as fuck. I never thought guys would love getting pampered with beauty products and spas. But I was so wrong. I have so many guy friends who are using me as an excuse to go for spa sessions. I thought girls came from emotional boys. When I was young, my parents threatened me with castration whenever I acted emotionally. They would say something along the lines of, "If you don't stop crying, then we'll cut your balls off and turn you into a girl. Do you want that?" Harsh, but it was very effective. I would always stop crying after that, because I did not want to lose my balls, even though at the time I could not come up with reasons why I even had balls. All I knew was that I did not want to get my balls cut off. At that time, I started to realize that girls probably came from boys who were too emotional. There were moments when I really wanted to ask a girl how she lost her balls, but I was too afraid to ask, and I did not want to have her relive that awful experience. Part of me also did not want to hear the painful feeling of having your balls cut off too. I actually did believe this for a while, especially when at that time I heard rumors of circumcision. I thought both were somehow related. Eventually, I would be scarred for a year when I was sort of hanging out with a girl around my age, and I noticed that she wasn't wearing any underwear. I panicked and ran off. For the longest time, I thought I saw the aftermath of castration, and all that was left on her lower body was the remnants of what was a penis and testicles. I could not go to sleep for a while because of the horrible nightmares I would get sometimes. I didn't realize that girls' vaginas were so low down the crotch area. I assumed it was in the same place as the penis. I didn't realize this until I was sliding my hand down a girl's pants and was like, damn, how far down is this thing?